Hi everybody, Chrissy Tobis here for Kindred Stamps. I'm going to show you how to make this card today. So we're going to use a couple different stencils along with the Born to be Brave stamp set. So that set is very near and dear to my heart because my son is active military. So I definitely knew as soon as I saw the set, I wanted to work with it because I really like this one. So I thought I would show you guys kind of a different technique, and it's stamping on a dark cardstock using white ink. There's a lot of different white inks out there, so go ahead and give them a try. This particular one is Gina K, and this one seems to work really well. So I'm using the Star Stencil, and then I'm using the Candy Cane Stencil. Now I'm using the Candy Cane Stencil as just stripes. So remember, you can think out of the box when you're using some of your supplies, that you can kind of like reuse them and make them work for you as needed. So this doesn't have to definitely be Christmas because I'm using it for a non-Christmas product. So I always love it when I have stencils or stamp sets or anything like that, that I can go ahead and kind of use them year round instead of for a specific holiday. So you saw I was adding ink on there. I was kind of tapping it, and then I added more at the top and let it kind of fade out towards the center for both of them. You saw I adhered it down with some purple tape just to kind of make sure nothing moves. That is one of my biggest suggestions when you are using a stencil, is to make sure everything is secured, whether you use some sort of like a pixie spray or a removable spray or the purple tape or washi tape or painter's tape or whatever you need to use. Definitely use it, because if your stencil moves, all of your work is wasted that you just did. So next, I stamped, you can see a couple different images on here. Now I'm only using the one little army guy for this card, but the other images I stamped because I'm going to use those for future personal projects. If I decide to take pictures of them, I will gladly share them with you, but I definitely knew that I wanted to stamp some of those other images because I love everything on that stamp set, to be totally honest with you. So I colored him in with colored pencils. So I am using also a pencil stump along with some blending solution. So basically what I do is I kind of color in where I want the dark areas to be, and I dip that pencil stump into blending solution, and then I kind of fade it out. So wherever the highlights are going to be is kind of where I'm like pushing the color into. And then once the pencil stump is full, I have some sandpaper, and I literally just sand the stump down to get the color off, and then I can move on to the next color. So there's a bunch of different sizes and everything of the stumps, but I kind of stick with the smaller ones just because a lot of the areas are a little more detailed. So I just kind of sand and resand and resand and resand until I get everything colored in. So you can kind of see I did some of it off camera, some of it on camera here for you, but I kept it very simple, all that kind of green military army color scheme. And then I came back in and I stamped the sentiment. Now this one I wanted to really kind of pop out, so I also added some clear embossing powder over at the top of it. Make sure that background is completely dry. I speed up my videos so it looks like I did this in just 4 minutes, but in actuality it took me a little bit longer, and I also hit that background with the heat gun just to make sure it was completely dry, because if not, that embossing powder is going to stick to all the ink. So after that, I assembled the card. I fussy cut that little guy out, and now I am assembling everything using some foam squares because I wanted it to pop out. And then my final step is to add some sequins. These are the prehistoric sequins from Kindred. Coincidentally, the greens matched and they looked fantastic, so I decided to use these. There's so many sequins in the store, so make sure that you check all of those out because I have a sequin problem. I have a sequin obsession. I can't get enough of them. So here is the finished card. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you have a great day.